Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 41. This one reviewing the 827th episode of the entire anime. It's my thing. It's like a little. Here we go. Secret meeting: Luffy versus the Fire Tank Pirates. This episode is an adaptation of, well, pretty much the last 2 pages of chapter 800, and I can find it here. It is okay. Chapter 6, pages 16 and 17 for chapter 857. Okay, and looks like almost the entirety of chapter 858 in this episode. Yeah, they just dabbed the pages 3 to 15, which, wow, that is something. That's one thing I noticed though in the past couple episodes. Looks like they're dabbing a little bit more than usual. Yeah, so they finished adapting 857, but as for this particular episode, it looks like they dabbed all but page 2 and the last 4 pages because 858 is 19 pages long. So yeah, this next episode could be interesting for next week's one. But this one I think for a lot of people, since I heard about the article back in November about the particular scene of Nami and Carrot taking a bath together. Yeah, this was basically revealed that yeah, they're going to animate that scene. And this is by far the 5th time in the series that Nami has been seen bathing. Yeah, I've counted every time. First time was in Alabasta. She also did it in Thriller Bark. She did it at Sky Island. She did it once in the ship. I believe it was after Punk Hazard. Yeah, it was just after Punk Hazard that she did it. I think it was Punk Hazard because it was either 4 or after times because I know it was on the Sunny. And this is the 5th time she's done it. And this is something I've been looking forward to seeing for a while. And it's a little bit longer than it is in the manga. I mean, one thing, first time you see Nami, she's not actually in the bathtub per se. She's like, first she's showering just to cool herself off. And then she hops in the tub with Carrot, which is so funny. And she's there with Lola's sister Clifton and Benj, who is her son. Yep. And also, when this is actually one of like 2 or 3 times that Clifton is seen in the whole episode. Yeah, and they also added this scene where they made one change to the manga for this episode. It's how the character of Loki. Yeah, Loki. Yeah, the Prince of Elbaf, who was a giant in the anime. I think in the anime he was when he proposed to Lola. Of course, Lola was 6. Yes, 6 years old when this happened. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. In the anime, he's on his knees. In the manga, he was basically standing. And they even have like this a bunch of us. They added like Pencums where they actually show him like after he's recovering. And I think this is the 2nd time in this series I can think of where in the anime you get to see Aladdin's wife. This hammerhead mermaid who is a smoking hot mermaid. Yeah, she is hot. And this is only the 2nd time in the series that she's been seen. The last time she was seen, she was hugging her husband. Yeah, she's married to Aladdin. Her name is Perline, I think her name is. Yeah, Perline. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is a she's a mermaid, but she basically has a hammerhead parrot. Aladdin, yeah, that's the name of Aladdin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the size of her, she looks like she's about half the size of the princess of Fishman Island. Yeah, she's about half the size she is. She's huge. And I got to admit, for someone like Aladdin to like, dang man, you married one smoking hot woman. Yep, he did. I gotta praise him for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she is hot. And despite the whole like teeth thing, she's a lovely woman, and you gotta praise him for. Well, normally the way this whole little arrangement, usually it's with the captain of these particular crews who are working with Big Mom, who get the wife, and Aladdin. I think as far as he's supposed to be Jinbei's first mate, but since Jinbei joined the Straw Hats, I think he's taken over as the captain. hmm I know she's big because they show her basically very much like way bigger than Peckham's, which is the second. This is the first time he's been seen since he was shot. Aside from a flashback, this is the first time he's seen, and he's very worried about basically what the Sun Pirates up to and what their plans are. And they also have this thing where Luffy finds a robot, which is from the German comic strip. Yeah, and this is something really interesting though they did with the German 66 is that the character Vito, who is his title in the group is Phantom Gun. Yeah, Phantom Gun. I get the name Vito for a gangster. That's fine because Vito is a very common Italian name, so it doesn't bother me at all. No, it doesn't. I'm not sure who this character is named after, but I can't think of any character from either real life or fiction who constantly would stick his tongue out. Like, yeah, he does that a lot almost every time he's seen. Oh, and they actually have a reason why the characters need to bathe. Because according to Benj, Clifton's son's name, Pez. Yeah, his name is Pez. Who looks like a spy. Heck, even has that little, like, unshaven, look like an unshaven upper lip. Yeah, I get maybe Benj having that, but why his son having it makes no sense. And his pacifier is kind of like a cigar, which is really weird. And they also in this episode do fix the whole thing of, and this is the second time I've seen in this series where apparently when Brook and Luffy drink milk, all their bones are healed. Like for Luffy, his tooth that was chipped off by Sanji way back in October. Yeah, it was like way back in like episode like 809 in the anime. But it's been quite a while since he had that chip removed, had that his tooth been like that. So drinking that milk fixed his tooth. I'm like, normally that doesn't work in real life. Heck, one of Capone's men, he is shocked to see this, and Brook basically the crack on his forehead from Big Mom, for one of Big Mom's soldiers. Yeah, it's fully healed. The only thing that's still cracking his head is whenever he removes top of his head because there's nothing up there, and he keeps there's like one thing he keeps up there, and that's a flute that he had, which is a recording of what his former crew has. So, the one crack he has, like, side of his face, that is fully healed. And as for Luffy's attire, his attire is, from looking at the attire, it's the same exact outfit he had in Strong World, minus the big overcoat he wore in the film. The red suit coat, red shorts. Yeah, for some reason, Luffy doesn't like wearing pants. Like regular, like long pants. He first wears shorts wherever he goes. Heck, he even did that in Drum Kingdom where he refused to wear, pants. That's just the thing with him. He just likes wearing shorts. Oh yeah, and he puts like a black mafia style hat. The mafia, it's a hat from like the 30s, 20s, and 30s. He puts it on top of his straw hat, which is the second time he's done that in this arc. The first time I did it was just the top part of it, just like the top part. This one covers almost the entire. It's like he's wearing two hats on his head. Yeah, which is interesting, the fact he did that. Brook wearing a completely different suit that he's normally seen wearing. Yeah, this is probably by far his third outfit he's worn post-time. Actually, yeah, third outfit he's worn post-time skip. He no longer wears the crown for some reason. Yeah, he no longer wears a crown. That hat is gone. He stopped wearing that, I think it was just after Dressrosa, he stopped wearing his post-time skip attire and wear like a outfit type of thing. And of course he was put like in the bed sheet, which doesn't count as an outfit, just something that Big Mom's men put him in, and thank God they didn't show him butt naked. Well, even though he's a skeleton. But at least they allowed him to keep his underwear on. Yeah, he's wearing like this nice like vest and yellow tie, which he's always known for wearing yellow tie. And Pedro. Wow, seeing this guy in a suit is interesting. And Carrot, love the looking outfit that she's wearing. And Nami's wearing a sexy red dress, which, knowing Nami, that's not surprising. And Sanji, of course, is no longer wearing his. The only thing, for Sanji's like outfit, it's the same outfit he was wearing before when he came in, except he took off his cape. That's the only thing he did was take off his cape. Jinbei, no change for him. And one thing I thought was really nice was having pretty much most of the Straw Hat crew that was there walking to me, showing that was a really awesome moment to see. And seeing Jinbei from behind, how much bigger he's taller than everybody in the whole crew. He's even taller than Brook, which when Brook joined the crew, he was the tallest person in the entire crew. I think he was even bigger than Frankie. But with Jinbei there, Jinbei is probably by far currently the biggest person on the Straw Hat crew. And he's curious about who is Capone Benj. I mean, first he asks like Clifton and Pez. Like, nope, not him. And you get a chance to see Caesar Clown very briefly, though he doesn't know it's him yet. That's not revealed until next episode, which that I'm looking forward to. I remember that particularly from the manga very well. And then the episode ends with, well, Benj coming out and just like saying the popular mafia phrase, "The clothes make the man." Yeah, that is a common mafia phrase. I think that the writer must have pulled that from The Godfather. Yeah, because, well, the thing with Capone Benj, it seems like a lot of the stuff that his group is associated with, it's basically, I think Owen must have pulled that from The Godfather, which is interesting, the fact he did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But otherwise, though, this was one really great episode. Well, I almost got to point this out, though, is that you see Kara trying to point out some outfits. Look how Clifton actually helped her pick out an outfit. And she looks so cute in her current outfit. And I think that they must do this on purpose, in fact, show off her nice little bunny, her little tail. I get maybe Nami basically taking a bath because, well, she was very sweaty. And Luffy is pretty much the same thing. A lot of the other Straw Hats, well, they didn't necessarily need it, but according to Benj, they needed to clean up in order to have a meeting with him. And you also get a chance to see, first time probably in a long time, let's see, Chopper without his hat on. Yeah, it's the first time that I can think of post-time skip you actually see without his hat on. I think the last time you get a chance to see what his hat on was probably back in Jump Kingdom. So it's rare you see him without his hat on. Yeah, it's very, very rare. And it's great, though, to get a chance to see what his hat on. It's something different. This was just, oh yeah, when they showed the fire tank base, it's basically a giant castle. Yeah, and it says on front in English. I would have thought this would have been Japanese, but on the front it says fire tank. Yeah, it says that in English, which I'm like, that's a little bizarre. I don't know why in the world the anime did that for. I would have thought because, it's from Japan, they would probably have Japanese characters like they do for a lot of stuff. Here it's in English, which is strange. But I'm looking forward to seeing their ship in animation form, because they'll show up a little later. And otherwise, though, that's really it. So, next week's episode is going to be called The Deadly Pact. Luffy and Benj's Allied Forces. That is going to be an interesting episode. And I should point out, though, Chapter 858 was the last chapter collected in Volume 85. Yeah, this is interesting, though, the fact that at this point in time, since we're up to 858 right now, well, since I just finished up 857, they're about halfway through what's been basically released for this whole arc. 896 just came up this past week. I did review it. Check out my special number 7, which is my review of chapter 896. This arc is 72 chapters in, and the anime is only adapted. Well, they did actually start adapting for this particular arc with chapter 823 for some reason. Even the arc itself didn't start to 825, which is a little odd they did that, but yeah. So in like 40, I think it's like 46 episodes. They've only got to chapter 158. Now, they're almost done with chapter 158, which is nice, the fact that's going to happen. So, next week's episode looks like, from what I can tell, look like was adapted. They're going to page 2 and pages 4. I think it's going to be 16, 19. They're going to do the last like 4 pages of the chapter that weren't adapted. They're probably going to do that next week, along with probably the first 10 pages of chapter 859. Yeah, it just depends exactly what they're going to do next week. But I'm impressed with how much they adapted these past couple weeks, the past couple episodes. Yeah. Where they adapted almost an entire chapter in one episode. Yeah, because they did, whenever they adapt chapters per episodes, they generally don't adapt a lot of the chapter. Usually it's like 10, maybe 11 pages. But I'm impressed of how much they're getting so far. My guess, now, right now, what's up to chapter 898, 58 right now, they're only about, I think it's like, about 38 chapters behind right now, which is fine. So, since 897 is going to come out this week, I'll probably get a chance to do that maybe on Saturday, maybe later on this week. I'll probably get a chance to review that chapter. And of course, I'll do the review for episode 28 next week. Alright, so until I see you on my next video, which I'm going to do 2 comic corners after this one, because I've got 3 books ready to review, and you'll get a chance to see what they are in the next video I do, okay? But until you see my next episode, bye.